To Fast Effect Double Speed Magic from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Mass. This is our Wednesday night legacy, and Ted versus Aiden is our finals. Elvish Reclaimer, not actually Mana Acceleration, which is kind of where you want to be for Elves. If you can have a first turn Accelerant, something like a Llanowar Elf, back in the day Deathrite Shaman, but just in general, Green Sun Zenith, where X equals 0 to get Dryad Arbor, anything that can speed you up by a turn is very welcome, as a lot of these kills are actually uncounterable now thanks to Allosaurus Shepherd. Speed kills, especially versus a deck like 8-Cast, which can close things out very quickly in a unblockable manner thanks to Kappa Cannoneer. Elvis Visionary, incremental card advantage. So both players, a little bit of potential card advantage. Emery for Aiden can potentially recur cards like Urza's Bauble. Oh, and a Chalice at 1. This used to be absolutely backbreaking for Elves. Having a Chalice at 1 shuts off like the entire deck. However, since Allosaurus Shepherd has been printed, now that card is uncounterable, and it just makes all your green creatures uncounterable as well, all your green spells. So it just completely shreds Chalice on any amount, really. I mean, it's just so strong. We'll see if this fetch land grabs a Dryad Arbor. It does. Getting some more bodies if you don't need the mana right away. Save up for a big natural order into Craterhoof Behemoth. And another Elvish Visionary gets to draw a card. Urza's Saga on Aiden's side of the board. Potentially make some decent blockers here. 4 artifacts, potentially, in the very near future. With Emery and the activation, that'll be 5. Urza's Saga will eventually go away as well. Mox Opals into a Thought Monitor. The Thought Monitor drawing some cards. Both players' decks doing what they need to. That really likely wants to find Allosaurus Shepherd. He can find Gaia's Cradle with this Elvish Reclaimer. That is not nothing. That'll... Oh, here we go. He's already got one from hand, even better. That's going to tap for 4 green right now. That is a whole bunch. Seven mana available. Let's see what he does with it. Oh, actually, wow. All right. Blade Cradle, and actually opted instead for the Windswept Heath. The gameplay hadn't advanced. This is a weekly tournament. You may be able to get that at a higher REL event, playing a wrong land, as long as you haven't advanced the game state, but you definitely can't be doing it on purpose in order to confuse your opponent. The game state hasn't moved forward. You might be able to have a judge back it up. Most people won't even ask a judge. These constructs getting swole. Little redundant to put both of the counters on there, but it's fine. Just trying to maintain the game state accurately. They're both going to be the same size. Really only a problem if there's a short amount of time and you're messing around with dice that are kind of redundant. Elvish Reclaimer is in his final form. He gets that buff from the lands in the graveyard, but still pretty tiny compared to these constructs. And another Urza's Saga coming down. Bot Monitor. Drawn some cards. There's his Bauble. And another Thoughtcast. Just kind of going for it here. Eleven constructs. This is like vintage sized constructs. You see this 12. Wow. You definitely see this in vintage with all of the Moxes, Black Lotus, Soul Ring. But here, this Urza's Saga just making absolutely giant constructs. Ted's just going to take it to the face. 12 upstairs. He is fine with it. He knows there's no reach. No sense in losing a creature. I mean, he's pretty much going to need like a natural order. He's got 4 creatures on board. Is that even enough? A natural order. Sacks a creature, gets Crater Hoof. So they'll all get +4/+4. He can block 1, bounce 1. Oh, nice. Allosaurus Shepherd. That is bad news. Uncounterable. Plenty of mana. Not really useful to bounce it. So we can potentially give his elves base power and toughness 5/5. That won't be enough. Oh, and Cradle into Cradle for a Crater Hoof. These are all getting +6/+6. Allosaurus can't attack. So Allosaurus Shepherd can't attack. Crater Hoof gets bounced to hand. That should actually be in hand. This is... Alright, that all went way too fast. Now, both players, I think, made some errors there. I believe Aiden was dead no matter what, but that was an Aether Spellbomb, not a... what is the black one that destroys stuff? It's not even a Spellbomb. Executioner Capsule. I suppose that could be playable in some sense in Legacy, but I mean, this is a mono blue deck. It's just bouncing that Crater Hoof, so that goes back to hand, and that Allosaurus Shepherd actually couldn't attack there. The Chaining Gaia's Cradle's a pretty sick play, generating a ton of mana, but the creatures get +X/+X in Trample. It doesn't give them all haste. While the Crater Hoof itself does have haste, it doesn't actually give haste to the rest of your team. So let me know if that was actually lethal there for Aiden. We just do these in one take, but that was, I think, there was some inaccuracies there. That's not quite what you want to be doing. Certainly the Allosaurus Shepherd shouldn't have been swinging, as it had just come out, if I got that correct. That Allosaurus Shepherd, a brutal printing for Chalice players, but I don't know that anybody feels any sympathy for Chalice players. Just as a general rule, I don't think anybody's looking to maximize their amount of fun. They're bringing a zero-sum approach to the game. Either I'm having fun or you are. Nice to see Aiden bringing in Grafdigger's Cage. That is a card that can be very good versus elves, stopping cards like Green Sun Zenith and Natural Order. Stop you from fetching. Trying to fetch a Dryad Arbor is pretty brutal with Grafdigger's Cage out. You can actually select Dryad Arbor. I don't think there's too much in the rules enforcements that would let people force their opponent to continue to pick Dryad Arbor once they realize that it can't enter the battlefield. Containment Priest is a really rough one, too. Dismember, answering the Allosaurus Shepherd. Now, Force of Vigor. Whoa. This one might get demonetized for graphic content, blowing up the entire board. Urza's Saga. Wow, Force of Vigor just absolutely disgusting there. Allosaurus Shepherd into Wirewood Symbiote. Future Dismembers are not going to be nearly as good. They're going to have to take out the Symbiote, as all of these elves are going to be able to get returned to hand. And that is the worst card for Aiden that could possibly be in Ted's hand. He's got 2 mana, along with this Wirewood Symbiote. This Elvish Visionary represents significant card drawing. He's just going to be able to play this, bounce it on Aiden's turn, and then cast it, and then bounce it, cast it again. I mean, he's going to be getting like 3 cards a turn off of this if he maximizes his mana. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, Elvish Visionary, just so strong with Wirewood Symbiote. Just chipping away. Almost in range of just Gaia's Cradle allowing you to pump the Allosaurus Shepherd. Give everybody a dino ride right to victory. Sai. Could possibly make a bunch of blockers. Oh, he's got a Caracas for it. Just all the answers. Look at this. Sending 3 more. This Visionary's drawn a ton of cards. This Construct trying to have a brave face, standing up to this swarm of 1/1s. It's a 2/2 now. Shadow Spear could push it up to a 3/3, give it lifelink. I mean, this might not be that bad. The problem is Wirewood Symbiote can actually return anything that's blocked. And if you try and swing in at it, you can block and then bounce it. I mean, this is... He can continue to push through damage. Oh, wow. Gaia's Cradle just in time. Just making everything gigantic. And sending for 10. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. The Construct has to chump block a 5/5. Aiden gets 1 more draw. Does it save him? Tough to imagine what it would be. A Kappa Cannoneer is just going to get squished. Or at least he takes something down with him, kind of. Or not. Looks like double Cradle. Yeah, he's got the double Cradle to pump 1 more time as Elves shows up. We don't see it nearly enough. Ted actually picked up those guys' Cradles from the store over a period of time. Awesome to see him making it out and winning in the final round of our weekly legacy.